All right, what's going on, guys? Isaac Fleischer here, and welcome to another iHoopsFL interview. Now, before we begin, make sure you guys give me a follow on my Instagram, iHoopsFL. So I post all the highlights, all the best clips, all that good stuff from any of these interviews I've ever done. So definitely follow me on there. Again, the Instagram is at iHoopsFL, and for you guys who maybe want to see any of the other stuff that I've done around the world of basketball, I've recently been posting some scouting tweets, some stats about all these games going on over here in South Florida, along with every single article that I've written for a company down here in South Florida. That all goes on my Twitter page at iHoopsRecruits. So again, iHoopsFL is the Instagram for all the interview stuff. Twitter at iHoopsRecruits for articles and just South Florida basketball updates. If you guys are interested in that, seeing what goes on near where I live. But yeah, let's get right into this interview. What's going on, my guy? How you been?
What's going on? I'm doing well. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. So I guess so I know you're back home. Like, are you guys on a winter break or something like that?
Yeah, we're on winter break and we go back on December 10th. Yep.
Oh, you mean January 10th, right?
Oh, my bad. January 10th.
You're straight. When did your winter break start?
We started November 25th. Yeah, so we had a good time off and
wait. So you've had like no school from November 25th to
Nope.
February 10th?
Yeah, we've been all off. I've been doing all online classes at Scotland, so finished those courses, mid-December, and now I've had a nice winter break. Then
so you were just kind of like home for that time period, but you were still doing school. Like,
yeah.
You've only been still doing school today.
Yep. No, I'm completely done right now, but another semester of credits for college starts coming up.
So you're doing like college stuff, because I know the college winter break is long. So you're doing college work.
Yeah, at Scotland, since it's like mixed high school and post-grad program, like they don't actually have post-grad classes, so they tell us to take like online courses at your community college or junior college just to get credits. So when you when you go to your freshman year, you got a lighter schedule, more time to get in the gym and all that stuff.
So I know, like, Brandon Huntley Hatfield or Hartfield, however you say last name, like he's probably like the big guy at the school. So he's on your team, but because he's in high school, like you're doing college work, and he's doing work like he goes to a normal high school. Like you guys are like both at separate schools, technically playing on the same team.
Yep. Yeah, so he's still in the high school program because he hasn't graduated yet. But then there's a bunch of like post-grad, like about 60 post-grad players that are all taking like online classes or even no classes and just playing basketball. Yeah.
Wait, but are you and him on the exact same team? Or are you on like a post-grad team? He's on a high school team.
He's on the post-grad team because that's kind of like the national team. So there's like 3 teams or 4 teams, I'd say. We got like the high school program, then like 3 prep school teams because we got a lot of prep players. So there's like the national team, then a really good post-grad team, and then like a solid post-grad team, so we got a lot of players to mix it up and play against each other. But
team. Yeah, so like the national team is pretty much like post-grad, and like it's just all the best guys all go to the school. Doesn't matter, or technically it doesn't matter age, like you can't be 5 years old, but doesn't matter whether they're in high school or a post-grad player. That's these mix together and call out their national team.
Yep, exactly. Like we got a couple high school players that can really hoop on that team. So, we'll take all the good players we can to make the most stacked team possible.
Yeah, I know your team is definitely pretty solid. And actually, I don't know if I was like seeing things one day like on Instagram, but were you guys supposed to have any like super big games? You guys like really loaded teams. I don't know if I was like seeing things or like I don't know. Do you guys have any like super big games that were on your schedule or are still on your schedule?
Last year, Scotland played like Brewster, IMG, and Montverde, like all in these national tournaments. Like last year, they were 10th in the country, like for prep school teams. So this year, we're supposed to do the same thing, but with COVID, they were unsure like when those tournaments are going to happen. We're still unsure when those tournaments are like going to happen, but hopefully those happen so we can play those like really talented teams and like put up a fight. So.
Oh, wait. So do you guys only play like the prep school teams? Like I know Montverde has the team with like the number 1 team in the country. Then I know they also have like a post-grad team.
Exactly.
So would you guys play their post-grad team, or would you play the team with?
I think post-grad. Yeah. So it's all pro post-grad like tournament. I think it's like the national something. Yeah,
Yeah,
national.
yeah, yeah. Like they have like I know IMG, they have that postgrad team that's like really loaded.
Yeah,
But that's different from the national team of the high schoolers. Okay.
like, mhm,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. That makes sense. I just knew like I saw some big games. So you guys pretty much only play teams where they have postgrad players on it. So you're not going to play like the IMG national team with all the high schoolers on it. You're going to play like the IMG postgrad team with whatever's in
Exactly.
like that LSU command, like Syracuse command, like all those guys.
Exactly. We play those guys.
Yeah, that makes sense. And most recently, you got an offer from Stony Brook.
Mhm.
So can you take us through that offer?
Well, I was talking to the coaches for a little bit before, and then my coach like told me, he's like, "Yo, this school is really interested in you. Like, they may do something soon." And then they decided to have a Zoom call, and on that Zoom call, I met the whole coaching staff, the weight room staff, and they just told me that they'd offer me a full scholarship. They really like what I bring to the table, and they like my energy. They see a lot of good things in me, and they believe in me. So it was definitely a great call.
Yeah, that's awesome. And if you can share this information, originally you were committed to go to Navy. So could you share like why you did end up decommitting?
Yeah, so originally I was committed to Navy. That was like the start of my senior year. So I played the whole senior year committed to Navy. Went to Navy for about a month and realized, the whole military lifestyle originally wasn't for me because I was committed to their prep school. And then I'd go to the academy and do all that. And the prep school gave you a good taste of like what goes on in the military. And it's still a free year of basketball. So like when I was there, I just realized it wasn't the right fit for me. So I talked to my AAU coach, and we found another option where we're really playing a ton of basketball, really focusing on basketball and your skill development, and that's where I found Scotland.
And so I mean, it is kind of common to decommit. It's also extremely common to transfer. At least now more than ever, that was happening with tons of guys. Whether it's even at the high school level or AAU level, like that's common too. So it's obviously not like super uncommon thing to happen to you. But can you maybe share like what decommitting has taught you about the recruiting process?
Well, decommitting really like makes you realize what you want to do in life, and it really opens you up. Like you really need to find all the information before going into school. Like personally, like it's partially my fault for committing so soon, like not realizing, do you want to spend the rest of your life like, or not even the rest of your life, but go through all of this military training? Like, is this what you actually want to do? Like, do you enjoy serving your country and stuff like that? And like, I have a ton of respect for that, but it definitely, you really got to think through this process. So now, like, that I'm decommitted, getting options on the table, like I really got to look into each option and find the best spot for me.
And you did say like decommitting shows you like, or it makes you think like what you really want to do in life. So I mean, what is that you really want to do and just get out of the college experience?
Well, I would definitely want to get a good education. The good academic is very important to me, but I'm also interested in, film and media. So like lately I've been doing a broadcasting show. My dad's a smooth jazz musician, and we created our own YouTube channel for like broadcasting musicians to their fans because they have no work. So I was doing the cinematography, the editing, the all types of stuff, the whole YouTube uploads, the graphic designs, like, and I really found a passion for that. So I definitely think there's some potential for me in that industry, and I really enjoy it. So I'd probably do that, and you know, just get a good education. So
Yeah, I mean I already know for you right now, just because you're tight with the players, like I guarantee you, if you don't own a camera already, you get a camera, you start filming, like the Murphy or something like that, or you go to like Scotland
yeah,
campus and you're like, let me film while I'm sitting on the bench for 5 minutes. Like I guarantee you, like you could really blow up. And
yeah,
unless like we say, are you more into because making mixtapes and doing making like a short film like that's kind of like different sides of the industry. Like they don't just kind of all go like they do fall into the same category, but they're their own little branch. So are you more into the like short film kind of stuff, or are you more into like making mixtapes and like that kind of content?
I'm
Or is
definitely
that
more. Yeah, I'm definitely more into like short films and actually like really telling a story. Like regardless, like I love to do mixtapes, love to edit that stuff. personally, I think that's a lot harder than editing like a regular film, because you got to have those flashy like transitions with the shots and passes, and like, you know, I my type of editing is definitely like, you know, telling a story, like actually making a film. So like, you know, writing the script, telling the shots out, and really being structured with that. So yeah.
And besides like that whole jazz music thing, have you, you know, maybe started thinking of some sort of short film or like documentary thing you're trying to make, or nothing yet? 'Cause I guess you still got, you know, basketball and a whole college education ahead of you probably.
Yeah, nothing yet, but you know, I'm definitely have an interest in that. But yeah, I'm really focusing on basketball right now. But you know, definitely whichever college I go to, I'm definitely going to try to get into some type of media, you know, extra event or something, some type of program, you know, on the free time as well.
Yeah. Do you think there's any chance that you may somehow try to combine like basketball and the media? Like,
Yeah,
I'm not saying, you know, make a mixtape, but maybe, you know, like do a documentary on, like what's it like being a basketball player, or like, something
yeah.
like that. That's something you'd love to do probably.
Oh, for sure. Even like sports media would be dope too. Like, you know, broadcasting a basketball game, or like making a working for an NBA team or something and doing media stuff like that. Like that's pretty interesting to me too. So all types of things.
When you say broadcasting a basketball game, like, are you more into like, when you say broadcast, do you mean like, I guess, running it, like even like producing the broadcast, like being always behind the camera, or do you also mean like, you know, play by play and like color commentary like that? That too? Or are you more just like a behind the scenes guy in terms of that stuff?
Definitely behind the scenes. Like I'd definitely be like, put a camera here, get him going up for a layup or something, like get this close up over here, then get like a wide shot from the top of the stadium or something like that. Yeah. Not like commentary. I'm not skilled with my voice like that.
Yeah. So, well, I'm really curious because I mean, pretty much, at least for you, like you pretty much meet the criteria to be like, you know, a color like commentary like analyst person, because most of those people, like, they all play like college, but like, let's say, you know, you play Division I college basketball, which, you know, probably gonna happen.
Mhm.
Then you're pretty much like certified to, you know, work for ESPN, be a color commentary guy, because
Yeah.
those are more people like the players that see the game and that stuff. Like, you kind of just have to talk. Like, for you it's easy, but I'm wondering, because for me personally, like, I dropped out of my school's TV production thing because I mean, the class was too much of what you like, the editing stuff. I hate it, and
Mhm.
it was not enough of being like on the camera. So like, why do you like, you know, the part that I hate pretty much?
Yeah, no, I'm complete opposite as you. Like I was actually in a media program for my high school, and it was like we had to make documentaries, short films, and all types of stuff. But of course, mine were all about basketball because that's all I could really relate to. And I was always that kid, like, oh, he's gonna make a basketball film, like go pro, like something on his head and do a dunk or something. Like I love doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, because for me, like you're saying, you know, because I think, at least again, like I've normally make mixtapes or that stuff, but I just feel like mixtapes, because they don't have to be flashed. Like, some people are obnoxious with the whole like After Effects stuff, but they
Mhm.
don't have to be a flashy mixtape. Like, I just feel like a mixtape is probably easier than a short film, at least what I think. And just, I feel like being on camera is so much easier than being off the camera, like having to sit at home on your computer for hours, like editing a video instead of just standing in front of the camera, like, you know, saying a few lines or making like a couple stuff up, like that to me is so much easier.
Yeah, for sure. Hold on, my
Yeah,
computer. I don't think it's on. Yeah, I'm trying to plug in my computer.
you're good, you're good. Is it, you can just tell me, like, if like I could just like, we could even pause for a couple seconds and I'll just move you out from the stream if it's like bugging right now or anything like that.
Yeah, I think it's about to die. Yep, that's perfect. All right, we're great. Now we can keep going.
All right, cool. All right, worst case, I mean, you could have even switched to your phone probably,
Yeah,
if it happens to die out,
no,
but.
we're good. It's charging now.
And can you explain, like, how does the decommitting process work in terms of logistically? Like, do you have to fill out like tons of papers, or is it kind of like basic? Like, just how does it work? Just generally.
Yeah, so in the Navy, I had to go to the head commander, the like basically principal of the school, and I had to have a discussion to him, like why you choose to leave, like what's your plan, what you're gonna do, and then you have to fill out a bunch of forms, and then you know at the Navy you get paid, so you need to work out your financial, you know, issues and all that stuff, and then yeah. then you get out. But it wasn't too difficult. Like, you say you want to go, they'll accept that, and they understand, and they were nice and made it happen. So yeah.
Yeah, I was curious. Like, it wasn't even to make it to kind of like bash you or anything like that, or just like keep
Yeah.
in point decommit. It's just something, like some people may never like decommit ever. Some people may never even get the chance to commit to a school. Like, I just want to know, like, just what's it like decommitting from a school, because that's just something that not many people could say I committed to a school. Not many people could say I decommitted to a school. So it's kind of something for people to see just what it's like, living that life of an athlete.
Yeah, well, personally, on like a mental standpoint, going through high school saying you're a committed athlete, that's a great feeling, of course. And then once you decommit, like, you have nothing. So that really needs to motivate you and like make you question yourself, like, what do you like this feeling of being like uncommitted, like not having a place to go? Like, you got to use this as motivation to get better. So that's what I did. I took it personal. Like, I have nowhere to go. Like, I'm going to show people why I need to go somewhere and play. So that definitely helped me out. And like I told you, you wanted to have an interview with me, but I didn't have any offers. And I was like, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I don't know if you want to have an interview with me right now. I don't think it'd be very good. So now that like I put that work in, and a month later or so, 2 months, I put in the work, and, good things happened. Thank God. Like, I eventually got that offer. And as soon as I did, on the day, you hit me up like, yo, let's get the interview going now. So it's definitely a great feeling personally. I feel accomplished, but still more to go.
Yeah, and the crazy part too, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think if we ended up doing it at the same time, I would say that the interview would probably honestly go like exactly the same. Maybe like the one difference would be like maybe like a 5-minute difference of like something. Well, honestly, like, I feel like everything I'm asking you could have answered besides like the Stony Brook offer thing.
Yeah.
I think everything could have been answered. But I guess again, bringing it back maybe to that offer, because you said like how good it felt. Like, did that all feel like super super relieving? Even though like you have gotten an offer before, like you're kind of experienced to that, but did that just feel even more relieving? Just because again, like you were like just so motivated to get that offer, someone kind of got that out of the way. Like just how good did that feel?
No, it felt great. It was definitely definitely a little bit of celebration. It was great for my family because they went through a lot, like getting me decommitted, and just seeing me like upset, like not knowing where to go. So we were definitely happy, and it was definitely a great experience. And I think it's a really good spot too. So I like what's in store, and I'm excited for the future. So it's definitely a great feeling.
And you're saying like we didn't know, like we didn't know where I was gonna go or stuff like that, but luckily I mean at some point you did know you were going to head off to Scotland campus. So why have you chosen to play over there?
Well, when I was in the process of decommitting, I talked to my AAU coach, and he told me this is the best spot you got to go to. Like, they know everyone in the country, and they have a great connection, a great reputation, and they play a lot of great teams. And he's not wrong. Like, they know everybody. If this was a normal year, like, there would be coaches flying in and out, but they can't even come in because of like, safety guidelines. But yeah, it still worked out, and I'm really happy that I did this move. So yeah.
Yeah. And just a quick question, like where, like when you were at like the Navy, was that in like some random place in like either Connecticut or New York?
It was in Rhode Island on a naval base.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. Yeah, I was definitely. I just know for my friends like bar mitzvah. I think he was. I know I was staying at a hotel because I'm from Florida. Like my best friend like lives in, or he used to live in the middle of nowhere in New York. Now he lives like more not in the middle of nowhere in Maryland because he moved. But I know we just stay in some hotel, and I think it may have been it was either the Navy or the Air Force.
Yeah.
So that's why I was asking. I was like, maybe I was close there, but I guess not. But still, like you are from California and you were over there in Rhode Island, cross country. You had to kind of do that again. Was that all something tough, really? Were you at all maybe bummed out a little bit how you're going to have to make that cross country trip again?
I mean, definitely when you leave California and then come back, you realize how nice it is. That made me appreciate my hometown like a lot more. Like everywhere else, it's not always sunny every day, and there's not always going to be like perfect weather to go to the beach 8-9 months out of the year. Like but other than that, like basketball kept me happy, and I was still having a great time. I'm a very easygoing person, so it doesn't matter about the climate. Like East Coast is totally fine with me. But yeah, I definitely appreciate Los Angeles a lot more coming back and enjoying it. Just the heat.
Yeah, and that's pretty interesting because like a lot of people, like I'm sure like California, like I personally hate traveling. Like I would stay, in Florida all day. Like I don't really care about traveling. My mom hates me for that, but like I just don't like traveling. She'll yell at me like so she like wants to go to the Grand Canyon so bad and like
Yeah.
I mean I'm telling her like me and all my siblings like we I mean like all respect to the Grand Canyon even though it's not even a real person, but like I just don't I'll look at it for a second and be kind of over it. Like it's not a big deal, but I think California is like the one place I would go to. I'm sure if I went there, like I'd love it there, never want to leave. Like my dad's from Chicago, and we go to Chicago, like even if it's freezing, like I don't know, like I would say like I wish I could live there, stuff like that. But you always hate the place that you live. Like I don't know, I come home to Florida, like I live in South Florida, like everyone wants to be here in South Florida. Like my
Yeah.
mom, even today, she wanted to see the sunset really bad. This like nice place, and like we ended up going on errands instead of my mom and I. And the whole time she was saying like because we got this mall and like an outside mall and it was packed. Now I'm
Yeah.
like, I never seen it packed before. It's like, well, it's a nice day. Like you live in South Florida, like all these people are gonna be out. Like you're very lucky. Like you have this, and I'm it's kind of to take it for granted. Even though if I lived up like anywhere else, I'm sure it'd be in a nice area too. But just the weather, is something I guess I kind of take for granted. Like nobody likes their hometown. Like people could live in whatever you think about like Disney World, and they'll hate Disney World. Like
Yeah.
how much like guess do you love like where you live now? Is that kind of cool like now enjoying being home because everyone hates being home for the most part.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, I get what you're saying because Florida and California kind of got that same hot
Yeah.
temperature. Like beaches are always great. It's a tourist hotspot. So like definitely growing up here and seeing all these tourists, you're like, why is everyone coming here? Like, what's so cool about the Hollywood sign and all that stuff? But then like when you go back and like go away for a little bit and see just how special that place is, it definitely humbles you and appreciates. You definitely have a bigger appreciation for where you live.
Yeah. And I guess the cool part is because for most people, like often the people that love being home are like famous people or people that are like travel a lot, like basketball players. Like at least my first high school year, like I love going on the road because I was like I'm on a bus. Like I was like a yellow school bus. Like I'm on a bus going to a road game. Like I felt like a pro doing that stuff. But
Yeah.
then like after a while, I mean I remember like my sophomore year, I'm like I just want to be like a home game. Like I hate being gone for so long. Like I hate these long bus drives. Like it's cool. Like, only famous people kind of understand like how much to love home or chilling at home. So that's kind of cool that you could now relate to them in a way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep.
And just like what has it been like over there at Scotland campus so far?
Well, Scotland campus is like you gotta love basketball to be here. Like we wake up at 8, start our day off with skills training, then we'll go from 8 to 4 p.m. It's just basketball. So we start off with skills training, then we'll go do it like an academic session, then come back to the gym, then do weight room, then have a film session, and then we have lunch. And after that, we'll have like practice, and then after that, you have another film session. And that's basically our schedule every day, Monday through Friday. And then the gym is always open whenever you want. So you can get in the gym whenever you want. So you got plenty of time to get better. So a bunch of guys are just in the gym at night, just working on their game. So it's really great.
And just two like follow up questions going off what you said. One
Yeah.
with being in the gym, what was it be like the weirdest time either you or a teammate has been in the gym?
The weirdest time?
Yeah. Well, like the randomest time, either you or one of your teammates has been in the gym.
Um, Probably the most randomest time I was in the gym was on the weekends. There's nothing to do in Scotland. So I would go out in the gym at like midnight after watching a movie or something, just go in there. The lights are dark and no one's in there. That's probably like, and the ball racks are even locked. So I'd have to even like call coaches and be like, yo, can you come down here, open up the gym? I just want to get some shots up. Like, and they're like, totally understand it. And they're like, always are there for you. So just being in there. Yeah, the weirdest time is being in there alone because there's always people there. There's always people in the gym. So that's the greatest.
Yeah, wait. Like the greatest time there's always people there, right?
Yep. Everyone's trying to get shots up, and you got to have a coach to be in there and take people off their court. You know, because if you say like you're working out, getting shots up with the coach, they're gonna have to move. But everyone's got a great work ethic there. Like they're really trying to get better.
Yeah, I agree. Like it is like I even remember when I was little, like going to the pool like in my neighborhood because like I'm sure when you were going to elementary school and stuff like that, like everyone lives in your neighborhood. All goes to the same elementary school for the most part. Like it was always cool, like going to my neighborhood pool and always seeing like someone that I knew. Like that's kind of cool. Or even going to like my neighborhood courts like during the like when we were like really shut down or like actually not that right in the beginning when things weren't too bad, but there was still nothing to do. I was like pulled to my neighborhood, like I always saw someone there. Like there's always going to play that. That's a super nice feeling. And then something else, you said lunch. What's the food like? That's something I'm always wondering too. Like how good was the food and stuff like that?
The food's pretty good actually. Like they give you money to put on your card. They pay for everything. Like they'll give you $21 a day, and food's like $6. So you can get food and breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you can go back for seconds because the money adds up. Like whatever you don't spend, you can keep eating. And the food is actually pretty good. Like they got all different types of stuff. It's actually a Korean school. So it's like a foreign exchange school. Like a bunch of people from Korea come and study here in Pennsylvania. And so there's like a Korean food line, then there's the American food line. And the Korean food line is actually sometimes better than the American food line because they got some good food over there. So, but yeah, it's very different. Like there's a whole Korean school, and then there's a basketball prep program and a baseball prep program, and that's it. That's the whole school. That's what makes up of it. So, a lot of people respect what we have to do, and they let us do our thing.
Yeah, it's definitely super cool. And one of my like favorite parts of eating is dessert. So can you share like what those desserts are?
Well, they got a little pizza shop where they have like a lot of desserts and stuff. They'll have like a specific pizza shop with ice creams, wings, and I don't know. They definitely have some Korean desserts too, but it's a lot of like Jello and pudding or something like that. But definitely the ice cream it hit. It hit.
Yeah, that stuff. Like I actually asked like so one of my good friends at High Point, and I asked him because I was able to see him on Tuesday, and I asked, I said, like, is there like an unlimited soft serve machine in your cafeteria? And that's what I asked. I mean, if I would never like eat too much ice cream. I'll limit myself, obviously, but it's nice knowing it's there. When you need it, it's pretty nice.
Absolutely, and you can Walmart marketplace or something, order all your desserts, and then we each have like our individual fridges and air fryers in our rooms. So we just order a bunch of stuff from Walmart, and they deliver it to our room, or we just Postmates a bunch of stuff too. So.
And the dumb. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize you weren't finished. You can continue.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna say something like it's pretty cool or something like that. But yeah, I'm not bad. But something I'm surprised I haven't asked like too many players is stuff about like the foods they eat. Like, what's your? I'm not gonna have you tell me your favorite food. Like, it's kind of basic. But what's like this is also basic too. But what's like your favorite snack or like whatever you eat pregame, like stuff like that.
Well, I have to go with the Welch's fruit snacks. Or lately, my girlfriend told me to get these Fiber One chocolate chip cookies. I don't know, never heard of it before, but I bought like a pack, and then I bought 12 packs after. So my roommates will always like make fun of me for eating like a whole 6-pack of cookies, like in bed. Like you interviewed Will. He also goes to Scott. He's my roommate. So me and him make jokes and dance and like laugh and rap a bunch of stuff. So he'd always know like when I have my cookies, like I'm in a good mood and stuff. So it's good.
Yeah. So you're telling me that you and Will, I think no, I don't know if he told me you raps before. I don't know if he ever said that, but you guys like have you ever made like a SoundCloud song or anything like that on your?
No.
Or is that a plan maybe like?
You don't want to hear me rap. You just want to hear me sing the chorus. I'll go off. I'll do some high notes and stuff like that. But no, we'll just put on a bunch of like Kanye West or a bunch of random stuff, and just if we know the same song, we'll just be vibing together and be like across the room. So it would be fun.
Yeah. Do you not get like can you do like whatever you want on the rooms? Because I know like if I'm traveling with a team, like I remember no, I'll share a story. So I was in my sleepaway camp and we
Yeah.
had like one trip, like our last like our final summer as campers. So last year like was our final summer, so we gotta go on a trip. And we were at this like crazy hotel in like in Alabama. Because it was like it was on like a civil rights trip. So whatever, they took us to Alabama. And we're at this the hotel was normal, but there was a motel next to us that was pretty crazy. And the people in my room were like, doing stuff with the people that like were seeing at the motel, and I was like freaking out because they were like like someone was going down at that motel and they were trying to get their attention. And I'm there like freaking out. I was like running like back and forth like in the room, like I was like hiding in the bathroom, like I was freaking out, and they were like all laughing and stuff like that. And then we were right above the bus drivers, and that morning we're on the bus and they said like who was in the room, like whatever, like raise your hand. So I was like like my three other friends, and we got like screamed at like crazy. So I mean when you guys like, is there any sort of noise policy there, or is it just kind of chill there?
No, there's no noise policy. Like we have the chillest RAs because they're our coaches, so they're all super cool with us and they all live with us. So and they're pretty young. They're all our coaches are except the head coach are around like 20 to 30 years old. So they're all just like us. They all like know what we're thinking. They all know what's going on. And if music's blasting, it's not a big deal. Like they're trying to play 2K with us. They're trying to do all types of stuff with us. So it's great. And they're great supporters. They always will get in the gym with us too. So it's great.
Yeah, like I definitely know. I don't know if it's his first name, but I know his last name is Sullivan. I don't know if it's King's first name or not.
Yeah. Sullivan Brown. He's the main trainer there, and yeah, he's like he knows a lot of coaches as well. He's like Coach Cheney. He doesn't live on campus, but he's definitely there a bunch. But yeah, a bunch of guys like Sully, like really cool and chill, like his age and like same type of vibe are there.
Yeah, it's definitely that's definitely super cool and super lucky. And which is about the Welch's gummies. Do you like just like the plain the plain like those the classic ones, or because I have those, but then those like those red ones, the ones like that red pack, those are different too. Those ones in that red pack or whatever, those are tough.
No, I get like the classic ones. I'll buy like a huge pack of like 45 and just eat them in like 3 days.
Yeah. For athletes, like I always wonder, because for me, like I just can't, like I see these athletes like eating like candy like it's nothing. Like they are like playing basketball and stuff like that, but even like I consider myself like a decently fit guy too. Like I don't just sit home, like I don't even have video games, so I can't even say like, I sit home playing video games all day. Like I also sit on the couch watching TV. Like now the season's like I'm always at practice. Like even though I'm really doing nothing, like I'm still like out and about, like walking around, like wasting my energy. I mean, like, how can athletes do that stuff? Like, because I know for a fact if I ate like the whole thing of like cancer, like, I don't know, I was end up feeling sick somehow. So like, how do people like you like do that stuff?
I don't know. I've always been told I've had like a fast metabolism, and definitely like all the cardio makes up for that, like running in practice. But I don't know. I know a lot of people who just love to eat, and it has no effect on them. And yeah, I guess it's just like a gift.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very blessed too, because like the stuff like I honestly do not eat well. I just don't. I don't know. I'm lucky. Like I kind of figured out a formula to eating like bad at the same time eating good at the same time. Like I'm glad I kind of found that formula. But I'm very blessed that I don't really need to monitor that too much. At least at the moment. Maybe when I'm an adult, I'll have to kind of figure things out a little bit more. But I'm a kid right now, so might as well just be chilling.
Yeah, enjoy it. Exactly. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and what are your goals for just this rest of this period at Scotland campus? For your final year, just playing some basketball before you head off to college.
Yeah. Well, the main thing for anyone to do, I feel like, in a prep year is work on your weaknesses. So I think my weakness would be to gain weight a little more. Like I definitely want to fit in, like strength wise, more.
So a little more like Welch's gummies and like fiber one
Exactly.
cookies.
That's why I can do it, because I can afford that little fat that I can turn into muscle. So like I've been encouraged to eat as much as possible. So I haven't been holding back. And when I got there, I gained 5 pounds. So hopefully when I come back, I gain another 5 or 10, and then I think I should be ready. Like, so definitely working on that, and definitely working on, just skill development. Getting as comfortable as possible, as best as possible, like as ready as possible. Like just not wasting time.
Yeah, I don't know how much you weigh right now, but is it like a specific, like weight you're trying to hit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm at 170 right now, and I talked to a lot of coaches like what's a good like weight for me coming in. They're saying like 175, 178, 180, something like that. So when I got there, I was like 165. So they're like 175 would be good. So I'm already at 170. So just trying to keep it going, and yeah.
And I was able to see my cousins today. I haven't seen them like just because there's no point or it's difficult because like the virus and like that, like you can't really see much people. But
Mm,
so my younger or I'm like one of the older cousins, but like so he's how old is he? He's in ninth grade. Last time I saw him, he was like pretty small, uh,
mm,
voice, very like youthful, and now I saw him like not even like a year later, and the man's changed. Like, but you don't realize it when you're like like gaining a lot of weight like that and getting
mm.
more built. Like, do you feel that change and see it, or are you just like, wait, like I swear I was just 10 pounds less like a month
Yeah.
ago?
Honestly, no. Like when I was there, I was just like, yeah, I'm still little. Like I still gotta keep doing my push-ups and everything. But when I got home, like my parents were like, yo, you got kind of big. Like I can definitely see some improvement. And I was like, I started walking around the house a little bit, like pushing my chest back. So yeah, it's definitely a good feeling when you hear it from someone else. Like if you're just doing it day to day, you're not gonna realize. But if someone else compliments you, it's definitely a good feeling.
Yeah, it's facts. And going back with the whole recruitment stuff, after you did receive that offer, were there any other schools that happened to contact you? And if so, what schools were that?
Yeah, I mean, there's been since I decommitted, like a lot of Patriots and Ivy Leagues have been interested in me before even committing. So as soon as I decommitted, they were back on the table and talking to me. And since I've gone to, Scotland, a bunch of schools have been reaching out. And I mean, I can't really list all of them off the top of my head, but it's definitely some good. Like Wofford's been a really good interest. Like I think they have a lot of good stuff. So then like other schools in those leagues would come around, like Samford, and then like on the West Coast, there's like Montana and like Idaho and like Davidson recently, and like I'd love to go to Davidson. Like all
Yeah.
types of schools are coming out, so like just see what's going on, and Lafayette's been a good one. Like they've always been talking to me, and they're good guys, but you know, just seeing what's going on.
And you do have experience going from coast to coast, all around the country. So is location at all a factor to you when it comes time for your decision, or not really, since you've pretty much gone all over the place now?
Yeah, no, that's not a big deal. I'm just looking for a good program that'll let me play, and that'd be a right fit for me. So I'm definitely gonna do my research and see what's going on. And I've been doing my research on Stony Brooks, and they got a lot of good stuff. And they're definitely a really good team with a lot of great facilities and a lot of great opportunity there. So that's also a really good spot too.
Yeah, definitely, man. And my final question for you is, well, what are your career goals?
My career goals is definitely playing pro. Like that's number one. I definitely want to play like, either in the NBA or overseas. That's always the goal. Like as a basketball player, you always want to be the best possible. So that's the best. So you got to aim high, and always keep going for that goal. And I actually have a German passport, so I'm a German citizen. So hopefully, if the league doesn't work out, I can go overseas and play in a German league, and you know, be a German citizen or play on the national German team. Like that would be amazing. Because Europe take cares of you. Like
Yeah.
Europe is league to play in. Like, mhm.
Yeah. So I mean, I never asked, but like, so do you know a lot about like playing pro, like or playing overseas, and like do they get paid good money playing overseas, or is it not too much? 'Cause I was really curious, 'cause like I see these pros, like it looks like they're making good money, but then I'm like, but they're in the most like random places. Like how could it be? Like do they actually make like, is it legit like a really good job?
Absolutely. Like, if you're playing in a high like Euro League, you're gonna make like almost a mil like a year. Like, it's crazy. And like even in Mexico, like I have a friend who played at UC Irvine, and now he's playing being a pro in Mexico, and he's been on a really good team. He just like hit a game winner for them, and he's making good money, really good money, that he's buying his own house, like over $100,000 or even more than that. I don't even know, a year. So there's definitely good income anywhere you play with basketball.
And I'm sure definitely like the number one goal out of all the different leagues, the NBA. But how crazy is that? I mean, for me, I'm like blown away now that people could go to the most random country,
Yep.
And make as much money as a lawyer or something like that. I mean, how crazy is that for you, knowing like as long as you just stay consistent, like you're gonna be making good money, not having some normal job, but playing basketball.
Basketball, like the thing you love, like playing the game for money.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing. It's not like you're sitting at a desk or soon doing something. You're playing like a child's game, kind of. But it's not like, this is your life. So
Yeah.
it's amazing. Like that's the dream to do. So
Yeah. And if you do end up going to Germany, do you know any German at all?
yeah, my mom's German, so I've been raised learning and speaking German. And my grandparents live in Germany, so I'd go over there, and they don't speak English. So the only way I could talk to them was in German. So my mom taught me at a really young age, and I've been speaking it ever since.
Okay. Well, anyways, before we get in this interview, is there anything you want to plug or anybody you want to shout out?
Oh man, not really. I'm good. Just follow my Insta or something. I don't know. Whatever you want.
So anyways, make sure you guys give us a follow on Instagram at Kyle Braun 8. Or actually, wait, is just real? Is 8? Is that your number? Is that the number you play with?
That was like my elementary number, but like I've been all over the place. Like, I guess you could be Kyle Braun 1 now, but we don't have 1 at Scotland, so it's all over the place. But yeah, that used to be my number.
Okay, yeah. I always like, if a player has the number in the bio, then I'm like, oh wait, was that your number? And that's kind of
Yep, exactly.
cool.
And that was because of Kobe. Like, number 8 was from Kobe, early days.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I doubt I was into. Do you know like when was he like number 24? Like when did he switch over to number 24?
Jeez, probably like 2011, 2000. No, earlier than that.
Yeah, it has to. It has to.
Like 2009, 2008, 2008. I don't know.
Yeah. But all I could remember is that I got into basketball like 2010, 2011. Like I think I got into basketball like December 2010, when I was in first grade. So I just know for a fact that I've never seen Kobe with number 8, watching TV. So
got to be early 2006, maybe. I don't even know.
yeah. I have no idea, but I mean the man's definitely a legend. But yeah, again, make sure you guys give us a follow on Instagram at Kyle Braun 8. And I'm at iHoopsFL. And anyways, for 2021 Scotland campus, combo guard Kyle Braun. I'm Isaac Fleischer, and this has been another iHoopsFL interview. Peace out, guys.